Using the incorrect kind or form of supplements will leave you with no benefits and money down the drain. Fortunately, since you're watching this video, you won't have any problems because the right supplements can significantly reduce your thyroid symptoms and support your thyroid function in an optimal manner. Greetings from Health Angel Solutions once more. Let's discuss the worst supplements for your thyroid and what to take instead. To be clear, I'm not suggesting that magnesium is terrible for your thyroid. Rather, I'm stating that the worst kind of magnesium you can take for your thyroid is magnesium oxide. This is a significant difference. Magnesium is actually a great supplement to support thyroid health because it helps balance and regulate your immune system, which makes it especially helpful if you have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. It is also necessary for the production of ATP, which your thyroid needs to bring in iodine into the thyroid gland. When you combine these advantages with the reality that so many thyroid patients have low magnesium levels, studies have demonstrated a connection between low magnesium levels and high thyroid antibodies. Taking magnesium supplements becomes an obvious choice. The main issue is that the type of magnesium that is most frequently used is also the least beneficial one. And magnesium oxide is that. Instead of using magnesium oxide, look for magnesium glycinate. This form of magnesium is much better absorbed than magnesium oxide and is only slightly more expensive, making it a clear winner for thyroid patients. If you're taking a magnesium supplement, check the supplement facts panel on the back of the supplement to see which form of magnesium is found in that supplement. If you find magnesium oxide on that list, especially in your thyroid support supplement, then you know the manufacturer of this supplement has no idea what they're doing. Generally speaking, to avoid issues such as these, when buying supplements, consider the types and dosages that are recommended. Next on the list, number 2 is zinc oxide. To be clear, I'm not saying that zinc is bad for the thyroid. Rather, I'm saying that zinc by itself is actually really great for thyroid support, which is why many thyroid patients use it on a daily basis. Your thyroid needs zinc for the conversion of T4 to T3, for the binding of thyroid hormone to the nuclear receptor, and for the production of TRH. Additionally, many thyroid patients don't get enough zinc, and it can be challenging to meet daily requirements for zinc from food alone. It makes sense to take zinc supplements. The main issue with using zinc oxide is that it won't actually solve the problem by raising your zinc levels. Similar to magnesium oxide, zinc oxide is the worst type of zinc to use for your thyroid. The reason for this is that it is poorly absorbed, which means that a higher dose is required. This higher dose causes a variety of stomach issues, such as nausea and stomach pain, which are the main reasons thyroid patients discontinue taking zinc. Obviously, if you don't take the supplement, your levels won't rise and you won't feel better. What's interesting is that you can use slightly more expensive forms of zinc, such as zinc citrate and zinc glycinate, to get by with a much smaller dose. These forms are much better absorbed than zinc oxide, so you need a smaller dose to avoid experiencing those negative symptoms. You can keep taking zinc to get the benefits you want. The next item on the list is high-dose iodine. By high-dose iodine, I truly mean doses greater than 1 milligram or 1,000 micrograms taken daily. To put this in perspective, the recommended daily requirement of iodine is 150 to 300 micrograms given daily. Hence, this is around 3 times the recommended daily allowance RDA, and others advise taking up to 50 milligrams or 5,000 micrograms of iodine. For most thyroid patients, these doses should be avoided because the potential benefits do not balance the potential hazards once one surpasses the milligram threshold. It is generally known that regular high-dose iodine consumption can develop autoimmune thyroid illnesses such as Graves' disease and Hashimoto's thyroiditis. In other words, high-dose iodine aggravates thyroid issues rather than treating them. Proponents of high-dose iodine will tell you that there is no true link between iodine intake and the risk of autoimmune diseases, and that taking this much iodine is safe. Because both of these claims are untrue. There is a clear link between excessive iodine consumption and the risk of autoimmune thyroid illness, but the Japanese population doesn't even come close to consuming those levels of iodine on a daily basis. According to recent estimates, their daily consumption is between 1 and 3 grams, or 1,000 and 3,000 micrograms of iodine. This is much less than even the lowest of recommended high-dose iodine levels, which usually begin at 12.5 milligrams. Indeed, the average iodine consumption of the Japanese is higher than that of Americans, who are the majority of this listener's audience. The bottom line is to stick to iodine doses in the 150 to 300 microgram range, and you won't have to worry about any of this number 4, cyanocobalamin. However, their lifestyle and other dietary choices are also completely different, so you can't really compare their iodine intake and health outcomes to people that live in the United States or any other country for that matter. There are two major issues with cyanocobalamin, an artificial and synthetic version of vitamin B12. First, it needs to be activated by the body before it can be utilized. For the sake of argument, let's set aside the fact that it is artificial, which is problematic in and of itself. Secondly, it needs more energy to be active. And some common genetic mutations that cause interference with this process include the MTHFR genetic mutation, which affects approximately 25 to 40% of the population. This genetic mutation makes it difficult for people to take cyanocobalamin and activate it into a usable form of vitamin B12. Another issue is that cyanocobalamin is linked to cyanide, which is toxic to humans, but the amount that is produced during the breakdown of cyanocobalamin is not enough to be harmful to humans. Despite this, your body still needs to remove the cyanide component, which requires additional effort and energy. Not only is cyanide potentially toxic, but when it is metabolized, it also produces thiocyanate, a potentially goitrogenic substance. Despite this, some people will still advise using cyanocobalamin, claiming that there is no harm in taking it. While this may be true for some people, I don't think it applies to thyroid patients. Why on earth would you take an artificial and synthetic form of vitamin B12, which is both difficult for a large portion of the population to metabolize and may cause thyroid issues during its metabolism, especially when there are better and more wholesome alternatives available? The best forms of B12 to use if you have a thyroid issue are methylcobalamin, adenosylcobalamin, or hydroxycobalamin. These are all superior to cyanocobalamin. The fifth vitamin on the list is vitamin D2, not D3. You should be aware that while raising your vitamin D levels is very beneficial for the health of your thyroid overall, not all forms of vitamin D supplements work equally well for this. Vitamin D2 is also known as ergocalciferol and is primarily found in plants, while vitamin D3 is called cholecalciferol and is primarily found in animals. More studies have demonstrated the superiority of vitamin D3 over vitamin D2, even when it comes to vitamin D2 injections from physicians and fortified foods. This is because vitamin D3 has been demonstrated to be more effective than vitamin D2 at raising the vitamin D status in the serum. Even though I don't often see this form of vitamin D2, I would still advise double-checking the back of your supplements to make sure you're not using it. The best form of vitamin D is vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol, and the recommended daily dose ranges from 1,000 to 10,000 AUS, depending on how much sunlight you get. Give up on these shoddy formulas if you wish to use pills to assist your thyroid. As we've explored today, not all supplements are created equal, especially when it comes to supporting thyroid health. Some can do more harm than good, leading to imbalances and other health issues. It's crucial to be informed about what you put into your body, especially when dealing with such a sensitive and vital gland like the thyroid. The supplements we discussed today are ones you should approach with caution or avoid altogether. Always consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen, particularly if you have existing thyroid conditions. Remember, your health journey is unique, And staying informed is one of the best steps you can take toward maintaining optimal well-being. If you thought this video was helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up. Your assistance enables us to produce more worthwhile material for you. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family who might benefit from this information. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Health Angel Solutions and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We have a lot of exciting and informative content lined up that you won't want to miss. I appreciate you seeing, and I hope you have good health and happiness.